going off, but I just asked Coach Houston. He said he sees the flashes at practice, and it's just not translating to Saturday. I'm sure the same thing.
Yeah.
How frustrating is it? You still feel like you could get it to click one of these Saturdays?
I do see that. I know exactly what he's talking about because we do practice pretty well. I mean, especially for a team that's not doing as well. It's a little bit amazing, you know what I'm saying? So the kids haven't tossed it in. They're working hard. Coach staff's working hard. We got to take it to the practice field, from the practice field to the game field, and I don't know, it seems to be a bigger step than I've ever seen before. There are some things to build on. Now, this will sound trivial, I guess, but we didn't have nearly as many penalties. We had been beating ourselves just with the penalties before we could even get started to do anything else. So finally got that situated a little bit. Now you hope you can do it again. And we didn't turn it over, which had been a little bit of an issue. I thought that was really what turned the game at SMU was the turnovers. So we've had all these games with the exception, I guess, of Michigan, who's pretty good, I guess, or they got everything you got anyhow, I guess. So we've had a chance to win the game. We've had a chance to win the game, and that's the thing. You play to win the game, and that's what the famous quote was. You play to win the game, and so it wouldn't be pretty, as far as an offensive coach is concerned or an offensive player, but that's selfish. You know what I'm saying? And our style's not like that. Coach Houston's never had that style. We've scored a lot of points before. We've had those type teams too. We are not that team this year. We know that right now. We don't need to be that team, though, to win. We're probably that good on defense right now. You know what I'm saying? And there is not anything wrong with that. I mean, Coach is a defensive guy, and that was the first thing they wanted to get fixed when they got here. And they've done a great job of that. And right now, we're doing that. So we're just trying to win the game and trying to get some confidence. We're right there. We're one play from being able to win the game. Now, we want to fix a lot of things. We want to get better. We don't want it to have to be close like that and win it like that at the end, so a lot of inexperienced players that right now I'm telling them this week, you're not inexperienced anymore. Okay, you're not new anymore. So it's time to quit playing like that. But we keep pushing ahead. I just say that Coach is doing a great job of keeping them up, pushing them, but not letting them just toss it in right now.
Donnie, what's your take on the sign stealing?
Well, it has been going on. There's no question. It's huge in college football. I guess it was big in the NFL. They went to the helmet mic to eliminate that. It's something that's why you see all those boards, you see all those tarps. We change our signals every week. That's been an issue when you got inexperienced players and the signals change every week. I know that sounds simple, but it's hard in the middle of a game. A kid gets get the wrong signal. You got all this stuff. You got different people signaling. So it's gotten way too much out of control. I don't know why the NCAA is so slow to get this passed, that just eliminate this. Baseball's found a way to do it. Everybody's found a way to do it in NFL. I guess it's coming. We were aware that Michigan was very much into that. We didn't know to maybe what extent, but we had changed everything for that game and prepared, and don't think we can use that as an excuse for not doing very well, offensively against them. I wish we could have said that, I still think we take the forfeit when they have to forfeit to us, but I don't think that was, why we didn't move the ball better. I think at the end of the game they did have them. You could tell at the very end maybe they had them. So we had some friends on that staff, and they're awesome. They're a great coaching staff and the whole bit, And we asked them, did you have our signals? And they said, no, we couldn't get them. And I don't know, they might have answered that too quickly. It was a little almost suspicious.
Had friends on the staff.
That's good. I like that. That was good by you. But yeah, I think we got to do something because I think it's hurting the game a little bit. I don't know if y'all are seeing that or not, but there's a lot of low-scoring games going on out there, and you really can't do it the other way. Okay, you wait and you can't wait and get the defense, or the clock would run out on you. So it's not like you can do it that way. So it's really kind of one-sided right now. And I guess since I'm on this side right now, I've been on the other side. I've coached defense before. I'd probably be for it if I was over there, I guess.
You mentioned just inexperience earlier. I mean, is that kind of what's going on now, you think? Or just like, development isn't necessarily linear, like different guys are kind of picking it up at different speeds?
Yeah, because it's not like, okay, it's a fresh. You don't really. College's not going to be like you're going to say freshman, sophomore, junior anymore. There's guys playing 7 years, and I know COVID threw it out of whack for a while, but that's kind of phased out a little bit. It's now just first year player, second year player, and then how many years has he been with you, or how many months has he been with you, since everybody just revolves around and goes to different schools now all the time. So it is a case of that. We're not on the same level. There's just no continuity. I mean, it's driving me crazy. I was 39 years old when this season started. I'm not anymore, I'm telling you. So it's driving me crazy, but still blessed to be doing it, and the kids are great, and they're trying hard, and I've been in a bad season before. I'll have to say I've been on a pretty good streak for a while. The first 2 years here, maybe we kind of expected that a little bit, so I'm not counting those. But we always come out of it. We always get it fixed, and I really, truly believe we will get it fixed this time too. And so it's gonna take some change, and there'll be some change. You know what I'm saying? But we will get it fixed.
They got they got like 24 sacks as a defense. I think number one, that outside linebacker got.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of things can you do to
And that's the other thing. I don't ever want to act like we're making excuses, because it is what it is. I mean, you're as strong as the weight you lift. You're as tall as the way they measure you. You weigh as much as the scales say you weigh. So it is what it is. Your record's what it is. But we are playing a lot of good defenses with a lot of experience. We're playing another team. They have 7 seniors. One of them is a graduate senior, and they have 3 juniors starting, and then they have 1 redshirt sophomore that really I think should be probably listed as a junior because he's been around. He's got one of those extra year type deals too. And then they've got good backups. They sub. It looks like a hockey game out there. They just sub out all the time, and got different packages: a nickel package, a dime package. They got all kind of big people package if you go 12 personnel. So there's a lot of good players up front. They're very impressive. Now they're a team of not guys that have just gotten there or transferred like with some of the other teams. These guys have been there for like 4 years, and they've been in that system. I think they've had 2 head coaches, okay, and maybe 2 coordinators, but they've kind of grown with the program there a little bit, and it's kind of showing. They got great continuity to be able to do all the things they do defensively. You're like, okay, they've been together a while, okay. And there's not a lot of guys that haven't already been on page 10. You know what I'm saying? They're not on page 1. They get a lot of sacks. It concerns you there a little bit, but they're just talented everywhere. They're big and fast, strong.
You expanded on the subs a little bit. Is there an emphasis then to go kind of tempo and stop them from substituting?
Yeah, so the dilemma, Joe, because you are sharp, man, is that I think that would be a great strategy to not let them sub, especially if you could get them in their third down package and then tempo into first down and let them stay in there with their nickel and their dime guys and not get their big linebackers back in there. The key to that whole thing will be we got to move the ball, because you can't go out there and play fast and go 3 and out, or you're going to really kill your defense. You know what I'm saying? And, again, you could be selfish and just say, well, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to try to do what we do. But in the end, it's a win-the-game type deal. And one of the things with Coach Houston's system is we're all in there together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I came in the locker room last week, and I was like, I'm sorry. There wasn't one defensive coach said, yeah. Because they're like, we were there last year saying the same thing a couple times to you, and you were great. You never, and they're like, no, we're in this together. So I'd love to go do that some, and if we can move it, we could play like we could play, we're definitely going to do it. We're prepared to do that. We've practiced that. But we will have to be a smart team here again. I would expect us to win close. I'm just based on what the analytics would say or just what my experience says. So I don't know how much we'll be able to do that, though.
Coach yesterday said that some of the guys are just not doing the plays the way that you are hoping that they do the plays, and you're saying that some of that might be with signs.
Now, who said that?
Coach Houston
Yeah,
said that
I got
some
you.
of the guys, you're calling the play and they're not necessarily running it out the way that
Right,
you want
yeah.
them to run it.
It's been a combination, and that's the problem, is that it's not been one thing. I wished it was just, okay, we'll just won't signal, we'll just huddle. We huddled one game, okay, and that was because that team was professional sign stealers, so we decided to huddle, and that way you could hide it a little bit more. You still have to signal some of that in. But yeah, I mean, when me and Coach talk, we kind of go back and we like what we're doing, and we like how we're calling it. Really, I know that's going to shock the world right now. You're going to be, how in the hell can you be saying that? But we really do, because we look at it, we go, he was wide open, and we threw it behind him, and he caught it on third. He should have walked in the end zone. Now, he's made that throw before, Consistency is the key to that. I mean, the definition of a great player is a consistently good player. You just got to be consistent. You can't hit one putt and say, well, I'm a great putter. You can't make one shot and say I'm a great shooter or whatever. You got to be consistent. So there were just so many of those situations like that. We had situations where we ran one play and, okay, we got beat up front, and so that play, the guy came wide open. All right, well, get it fixed. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the back. We're going to chip the defensive end and help the tackle. There's no way. 2-on-1, because this route's open on the other side. Well, the back didn't chip the guy. Okay, the tackle thought he was going to chip him. He didn't chip him, ran right back. We had the same situation. The route was still wide open. Right, okay, now do we dare run this thing a third time? Will they not correct something out there? Well, no, we did. I said, it's just, I don't think they can cover it. We ran it again. The tackle did right. The quarterback did right. The receiver fell down. He was wide open. He fell down. He almost caught it on his knees. And you're like, okay, good gosh. Well, I'm not going for 4. Okay, there's no other adjustment. So it has been some of that. I'll take the blame. It's my job to get them to do it right. Okay, it's our job as coaches. We got to get them to do it. You got to push them, but you can't make them nervous. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat them down. That's not the way it works today. It ain't like when I was playing. Now, Coach Van Sant. Y'all remember Coach Van Sant? He would kick you in the tail now. And I'm not doing metaphor. I'm saying literally, he would kick you in the tail. You can't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't want to do it that way. I wouldn't want my son kicked in the tail like that, even though he needs it probably. But we just got to keep working it. We just got to keep working it. It's just a different thing. It's a different player each time, and that's why it's very, very frustrating. So that's why, you would say insanity's, doing the same thing over and over and expecting the different results. But we actually, maybe we're just insane. Probably wouldn't be in this business if we weren't insane, I guess, a little bit. We were all took shots to the head too, I guess, when we played. But it's going to come. We're going to get that part done. So we just got to believe. I hope people just hang in there a little bit longer. I know it's frustrating. This whole town depends on this team to win, and nobody feels that more than me, but not because of anything else. I want to do it for us. I want to do it for the program. I want to do it for East Carolina.
Anything else?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.